Built during the bubble era, it's the city's only super high-rise and tower condo. It stands tall in front of the station and is very striking. The lower floors house commercial spaces with a Pachinko Parlor as the main tenant. There are hardly any people in the other areas, making it a rather lonely situation. It's in front of a busy station with many residents, so why is this tower apartment building like this? How did it happen? I'll give you a detailed explanation of the skyscraper Melord Suita in front of the station in Suita City, Osaka Prefecture. So here I am at Suita Station on the Japan Railway's Tokaido Main Line. The station uses the city's name as it is, and while it's certainly the main station of Suita City, only local trains stop here. I wonder why that is. Here's where Suita Station is located. It's the main gateway to Osaka by land. It's just 2 stops from Shinosaka Station and less than 10 minutes from Osaka Station, making it a very convenient location. This also makes commuting convenient, making it a popular place to live. Suita City has about 380,000 residents, ranking 6th among Osaka Prefecture's cities and towns. Suita Station serves up to 22,000 daily users. There are many stations besides Suita Station, but listing them all would go off topic and be tiring, so I'll stop here. But Osaka Station, not Suita Station, has the most users. First, I'd like to introduce something. Across from Melord Ta, heading south from the station, you'll find a rotary and the retro Showakan Demaku commercial building. Suita thanks. Even though it's a weekday, the lack of people is a bit noticeable, but let's not worry about it. 3 buildings, numbered 1 to 3, are arranged around the station front. Building 2 originally had Daya, but now it's been replaced by AEON. The sign that says Fashionable Town is just too cool. It opened in 1979, but as of April 2025, there are apparently no plans to rebuild it. It's been almost half a century already. That's amazing. Since I often get comments from everyone asking me to introduce it in a video, I gave a brief introduction. Personally, I prefer buildings from the early Heisei era or the bubble period rather than those with a strong Showa retro feel, so I'm sorry I haven't been able to introduce them until now. A Dom Dom burger remains here from the Daiei era, which is now quite rare. This place has a strong Showa vibe. The south exit leads to Melord Suita, and the north exit connects via an underground passage. So let's walk over there. There are a lot of people riding bicycles, but that's because there's a bike parking area as well. After walking for about 3 minutes, we've arrived at the north side. There's an entrance to Suita Station here. And there's also a roundabout in front of the station. This area feels more like early Heisei period, unlike the retro Showa era vibe we saw before. By the way, behind the station is the Asahi Beer Suita factory. It seems that you can take a tour with free beer tasting if you make a reservation in advance, so I recommend it to anyone who loves beer. In front of the station, look right to see a towering skyscraper. This is Muro in Suita. The surrounding buildings are low, but its presence is really impressive. It's a 134-meter, 38-floor super high-rise building. The commercial facilities are on the 1st to 3rd floors and part of the top 38th floor, and the rest are all residential apartments. I'm jealous of how convenient a tower apartment in front of the station must be. Personally, I don't really admire living on the upper floors of a tower apartment. Since the common facilities are so nice, I think living on the lower floors of a tower apartment would be great. It was completed in 1996 as part of the Japan Railway Suita Station North Exit District Type 1 Urban Redevelopment Project. It's the only skyscraper in Suita City, and this area is called the Kitaori District. It remained the tallest building in the area until 2008. It was completed after the bubble burst, but the city planning was announced in 1990, right in the middle of the bubble economy. The commercial area uses a lot of marble, making it feel like a building that was definitely planned during the bubble era. It's awesome. Even the flags with the explanations show a strong desire for approval, making it super bubble era. Now actually, this building is Melord Suita, building number 1. If there's a building number 1, there must be a building number 2. Building number 2 is also just a short walk away. It's that glass-walled building. This is a 10-story building, and it's basically used as an office building. When first completed, the first and second floors were commercial spaces, while the rest were offices. Correct, but the first floor tenant is currently a lounge room. The second floor now houses a cram school consultation center and offices, so it's no longer run as a commercial facility. This is how it connects to the water stagnation machine. On the south side, Suita Thanks spreads out, and on the north side, there are Melord, Suita Building 1, and Building 2. Let's look at the commercial area of Melord Suita Building 1. First, let's discuss the Japan Railway Suita Station North Exit District Type 1 Urban Redevelopment Project. I think it will be more interesting if I explain it, so I'll go ahead and explain. I'll just take what's written in the materials from Osaka City. However, despite being in front of Japan Railway's Suita Station, this area lacked public facilities, was crowded with old low-rise wooden buildings, and had a mix of commercial and industrial establishments. The area was known for being behind the station. The 1985 aerial photo shows the buildings are densely packed. Next, let's compare the maps from the past and the present. This is the area that was redeveloped. The rotary in front of the station was built during the redevelopment project and didn't exist before. I'm going to completely copy the materials from Osaka City again. However, modernization and revitalization are also necessary from a commercial perspective. The area had a backstreet image, so redevelopment improved roads, bicycle lanes, and parking lots to make the city safer, more comfortable, and convenient. This redevelopment project was announced in 1990 and was completed in 1996. That was pretty smooth. Redevelopment projects often require relocation, so they tend to take a long time, but the answer is simple. First, the redevelopment area is limited to relatively small land in front of the station. There were only 26 households and 50 residents and only 13 landowners, so it seems things went quite smoothly. The project was carried out by Mizuta City Development Building Corporation, a third sector company with Mizuta City as the largest shareholder. The development and operation of Mizuta Thanks at the south exit is also handled by this company. The road that runs from the intersection near Melord Mizuta Building number 2 through the station rotary and connects to the south side of the station is called Melord Street. I can't resist. The bubble is coming at us, trying to hit us. And then the path that connects from behind Melord Ricefield Building 2 to behind Building 1 is called Boomerang Street. I'm full. If it weren't related to the redevelopment project, it wouldn't even be a path worth naming or anything special. But, well, it definitely does look like a boomerang-shaped road. By the way, I'm not from that generation, but it seems that the singer Hideki Saijo released a song called Boomerang Street in 1977, so I wonder if that's where the name came from. All right, thank you for waiting. Let me introduce the commercial facilities at Road Mizuta Building number 1. Pachinko's drawings really stand out, don't they? People who don't play Pachinko might hesitate to enter. That's true. I mean, having a Pachinko parlor under a high-rise apartment building, there probably aren't many places like this in all of Japan. Let's go inside the store. The carpet shows redevelopment images, which I assume are the designs. This also has a nice bubble era vibe. Inside the store, the Pachinko Parlor takes up most of the space. It doesn't really feel like a commercial facility. The rest include a beauty salon, cram school, and clinic. It doesn't feel like a commercial facility. 10 years ago, it faced Boomerang Street. There used to be a McDonald's and a bakery called Le Croissant Shop, where the hair salon and cram school are now. If attracting tenants is difficult, beauty salons, cram schools, or clinics often move in. The EMA commercial facility in Umeda that I mentioned earlier, it's a clear example. There used to be a lot of fashion-related tenants, but now it's filled with beauty salons and clinics. Tenants people visit regularly are strong, as they can survive even with few visitors at a commercial facility. On the other hand, since there are no more people just dropping by, the facility itself ends up being pretty empty. There's also a lone cabbage pancake shop outside. I bought one, but I forgot to take a picture, but it was delicious. Now then, in 2019, the operating company Suita City Development Building Bustling RT moved from Suita Thanks to Melord Suita. In 2021, they returned to Suita. Thanks again. So, this area is currently vacant. Moving after only 2 years must have had a reason, yes. I also considered if the move was because of a major renovation at Suita Thanks. It appears the office was used as a regular office by the Public Interest Incorporated Foundation until 2019, so it doesn't seem to be related. This is the map of the first floor. The Pachinko Parlor opened as Melord Suita. It seems to have been there from the beginning, and at first only spot number 1 was a Pachinko Parlor. Spots 2 and 3 were clothing stores, making it a typical commercial facility. All right, let's head up to the second floor next. Thanks to the customers from the Pachinko Parlor, there were a decent number of people. Unlike the first floor, there's hardly anyone here. There's a senior apartment salon here. If you go further in, this area appears to have been vacant for a long time. There are also clinics and an automatic developmental support classroom. The rest of the second floor and the whole third floor are taken up by a fitness club called Kosupa, which had quite a few people. Most of the second floor was once vacant. It seems they had turned it into rental spaces, but somehow managed to fill most of the tenants. The 38th floor has a Chinese buffet and a yakiniku restaurant. You can enjoy your meal while overlooking the entire city of Suita. The Chinese buffet here is known for being delicious, but I can't eat Chinese food, so I can't go. When filming, I thought only the Chinese buffet on the 38th floor was open, so I didn't go and just went home. But later, I invited my college friends and went to have some barbecue. It goes to the 38th floor. The elevator is the popular see-through type. It's awesome. This is why I can't get enough of buildings that were planned during the bubble era. You must reserve at least a day ahead, but the all-you-can-eat and drink course starts at 4,000 yen. It's amazing to be able to see the whole Suita cityscape. You can also see the high-rise buildings of Umeda in the distance. This is what it looks like at night. It's incredibly beautiful. People say fools like high places, but even though I'm afraid of heights, I still enjoy them. I'm incredibly foolish. The meat exceeded its price and taste, and I was fully satisfied. The Chinese buffet was crowded, but the yakiniku place was calm. I want to go again. By the way, my friend has been unemployed for almost 2 years, so of course I treated them. I'm not sure if it's right to call it a commercial facility since it's small, but it has history. It is a commercial facility. Up to 22,000 people use it daily, yet this commercial facility by the station is still in such a sad state. It seems that the issue of vacant tenants and the facility being too empty has also been pointed out at Suita City's regular meetings. Suita City Development Building Bustling is working to reduce vacancies by utilizing rental property agencies to recruit more widely and by making efforts to gather information on businesses looking for properties. Setting aside whether anyone else is doing that, this issue was raised when most of the second floor was still vacant. In fact, they've managed to fill almost all the tenant spaces, so I think that's impressive. Why are there vacant tenant spaces and so few people, even though this small commercial facility is right in front of the station? But I think the main reason is that most of the first floor has become a pachinko parlor. It feels like Melord just opened in the pachinko parlor, giving it a commercial vibe. It makes you feel like it's hard to go inside. It's hard to get in, but even harder to reach the second floor. I thought that's why tenants left and things turned out this way. Pachinko has probably been a tenant since the store opened, but I wonder if they originally planned to put a supermarket in the #1 spot on the first floor map. The entrance faces the station square, and the size seems just right too. However, the bubble economy burst, and other factors delayed the supermarket plan. The only tenant able to fill this space was a pachinko parlor. I suppose that's possible. Well, it's all just speculation. I think this place has great potential, so it's a shame to see it wasted. In recent years, the opening of Yamato University to the north has also had an impact, and there are a lot of young people around. And 2 years after the university opened, a commercial facility called Suita Green Place, operated by the Japan Railways West Group, was built nearby. It's been successful by bringing in a variety of stores, including unique tenants and famous shops. Even after 30 years, the condominium remains popular in the area. It's definitely a comfortable place to live, and I think the commercial facility part can also attract people depending on how it's managed. Compared to others, the pachinko parlor's tenants, since the rent tends to be high, I think they're able to secure income, and from the management's perspective, there's no need to take risks. I think they probably feel like there's no need for that. Suita City Development Building Corporation has been profitable for a long time. Their aggressive management style often draws criticism. It's a third sector company in Osaka, but I think it's a good company that produces stable numbers through realistic management. I'm interested in this facility's future and will watch it closely. That's all for this video. See you again in the next one.